Good afternoon, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. This will be a test drive video review of this 2007 Ford Escape Hybrid four-wheel drive for you today. This is a one-owner vehicle and it has over 277,000 original lifetime miles. You've heard correctly, this thing has nearly 300,000 miles on it. You would never know it if you looked at it, experienced it, drove it. I always call these Ford Escape Hybrids of this generation and next, all the way up to 2010. I always call these the vehicle that Ford accidentally made really, really well. We have had tons of these in the past. Talk a lot about them in the walk around video. Speaking of which, make sure you do check out our walk around video of this vehicle. I won't take too much time pointing out little nitbits on this vehicle, but they are included in our walk around video where we go in depth in discussing the video. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started on the actual test drive video of this car. As you can see, 277,908 miles. You would never know it by looking at the vehicle. These vehicles are not only fuel efficient, but they're reliable, they're comfortable, and have very low cost of ownership. This particular one is very well optioned. It's got a navigation system, it's got the premium sound system, it's got the CD changer right down below the passenger side seat. It's also got the four-wheel drive, which is more of an all-wheel drive system than a four-wheel drive system, because it is all-time four-wheel drive. And as we make our way out to the road, I just do want to remind you, this is a 2.3 liter four-cylinder engine, so power and acceleration is not horribly impressive on these, but they were made for fuel economy, they were made for capability, be able to get you and your friends up to the mountains, up in the snow, up in the rain, lots of cargo area in the rear, and with some of the creature comforts you find on the inside, such as the leather seats, the premium sound system, the moonroof, it does add an additional element of luxury to the vehicle as well. I do apologize about the traffic. It is a little bit congested today. I'll try to fill up that time with a little bit of more information about the car. This is a one-owner vehicle. It does hold a clean California title in hand. It is not a branded title by any means. Automatic transmission, as all of these come with automatic transmissions. You do have cruise control and just about power everything. Power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. You also have a sunglass holder right up here, map lighting, and you have your moonroof as well, power slide and tilt. Do love the tilt function of the moonroof, because on hot summer days you can vent the rear of the vehicle, or the rear of the window, and keep the interior of the vehicle nice and cool. As we make our way out onto the road and be able to move into traffic, do just want to point out that these are very smooth vehicles. They're very quiet. They're easy to drive. They're easy to handle. Lots of visibility all the way around, partially due to these giant windows that are all the way around the vehicle as well. There are no blind spots anywhere. Larger than average side view mirrors, which are also defrosted, adds a great touch to the vehicle. They don't get fogged up. You do have a software-based GPS navigation system. As you can see, it shows us on Fair Oaks Boulevard where we actually are. All of your other software CDs are included in the glove box of the vehicle as well. We have sold more of these Ford Escape Hybrids of this generation, which started in 2005 and went through, I believe, either 10, 11, or 12, if I'm not mistaken. We don't get too many of the 2010s, and primarily the production numbers on those were a lot lower. So we do get lots of the 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. But what we have found with all of them are they're very high build quality. These are oftentimes used as taxis or shuttles, and they are driven around the clock. Most of my friends and family, as a matter of fact, own and operate these Ford Escape Hybrids because they trust my judgment, and they always come to me asking what vehicle they should buy, and this consistently has been on the top of my list. Easy to drive, although it's not the fastest vehicle on the road. Easy to drive, easy to handle. They're very quiet for being a hybrid. Cost of ownership on them is very low. It's just a four-cylinder engine, 4 spark plugs, 4 ignition coils. They do take synthetic oil And with the synthetic oil, you do get a little bit longer intervals between oil changes. And also with hybrid vehicles where they go into electric mode, and oftentimes you're able to transition within the engine being on or off, you do have a lot less hours of the engine running, therefore your oil does last a little bit longer. So if you did end up changing your oil at 7,000 or 8,000 miles on these, it is quite normal and not a problem. Although I think Ford recommends even as much as 10,000 on these, but I don't like to push the envelope with oil changes. I think it's the single most important thing you could do to preserve the health of your vehicle. As we make a right-hand turn over here and apply our brakes, you'll notice that there is no shimmying, no shaking on the chassis, no shaking on the pedal or the steering wheel, nothing in which would indicate any sort of warpage on the brakes or the rotors. This stretch of road here has a lot of potholes and a lot of uneven pavement, so it really does put the vehicle suspension through its paces, and the vehicle does perform beautifully here. It is just gliding over these bumps. You do hear a little bit of road noise from the tires. These tires, the Bridgestones that are on the vehicle right now, have a little bit more of an aggressive tread than the vehicle came with. They're probably a few pounds heavier as well. That will add to your traction on the vehicle. Will have better traction, especially in rain and snow, but on pavement it does make for a little bit more road noise. This next road over here, we're going to be climbing a hill. Even though on the camera you really don't notice the grade, but it is quite a bit of a hill over here. And as we accelerate, you'll notice that the vehicle has just about enough power to get by. It's not a hot rod by any means, but you know, cruising down at 40 miles per hour, it is very comfortable. Lots of folks buy these for their children because they have low cost of ownership, they're safe, they're reliable. Air conditioning on this one's blowing nice and cold. Power windows and locks work properly as well. We have 3 keys for the vehicle, 2 remotes, all books and manuals. 2007 was the last year of this body style before they transitioned into the next generation, which a lot of our patrons actually say look older than this generation due to the fact that they squared off the body style and the lines, and this one's a little more rounded off. Also, the turning radius we find is a little bit better in this generation. So the 2005 through 2007 turning radius was a little bit better. The 2008 and above on some certain models, depending on equipment, did have issues with the turning radius not being very good. Overall, my impressions of this vehicle is that it drives like every other Ford Escape Hybrid that we've had, which is great because this one's got 277,000 miles on it. We've sold these with as few as 40 or 50,000 miles, and they always drive and operate the same, which is a great thing. I have lots of experience with this model, so we would notice if they drove strangely or out of the ordinary by any means. It's not the case with this one. Beautifully performing vehicle. No rattles or squeaks and no leaks that we've observed whatsoever. Folks, this is a lot of car for the money. And you really do have to get yourself behind the wheel of this car to truly appreciate it. Very impressive all the way around. And as we do twists and turns and go up and down these hills, we can't help but to be even more impressed. Great driving vehicle. Folks, if you like this video and many of our other videos, we do greatly appreciate it if you do give us a thumbs up. And we also hope that you consider subscribing to our channel as well. And if you do end up subscribing, please do make sure you hit the bell notification icon to be notified of all of our future videos. We do also participate actively in the comment section, so if there's any questions you have or any material that you would like to see, content that you would like to see, please do drop us a note in the comment section and we'll be sure to get back to you. Do appreciate everyone taking their time and joining us throughout the entirety of this video. I do want to thank you for doing that. And just do want to remind you, if you guys have any questions, you guys can reach us right at the lot over here at area code 916-765-7575. You can also reach us 24/7, 365 days a year on our website, which is the same as our name, www.directauto-outlet.com. Would like to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us, and we certainly hope to see and interact with each and every one of you in the near future. Thanks again and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.